So with the arrival of Fontaine, it only took MiHoYo 3 years to decide, hey, how about we give you new Battle Pass weapons? So that's exactly what they did. It's been a long time coming because I've had so much of the old ones. I think I legit have like, 6 death matches and some bullshit like that. But finally, there's new weapons to obtain and choose from in R5. And in this video, we're going to be going over which weapons are actually good and which characters work best with what weapons. So without further ado, let's start off with the Wolf-Fang. At R5, this weapon will be able to give you 16 crit rate on both your elemental skills and burst damage, and at R1 you'll get 8 for either or, and of course the skill damage and elemental burst damage bonus, with the crit rate that it gives you at level 90, 27%. The characters that this is good on, generally it will be good on most people as of the free crit rate, and of course the elemental skill and burst damage will be very nice for a character that wants to do a lot of burst damage. For instance, maybe on Keqing, you'll be able to stack it to the full at the end of her burst with the final strike. Who knows, but the characters that this does stand out on exceptionally well is Albedo and on main DPS Nilou if you don't have a signature weapon. But for Albedo, it would be very cool if you didn't get the event weapon that came out 2 years ago now. You will be able to use this and use a crit damage circlet, and it should be better than using a Harbinger of Dawn. And for Nilou, you'll probably be able to ramp up her damage too. It's a shame that more sword characters as of right now don't focus most of their damage on elemental skill and burst damage, but hey, we'll probably get some later along the line in Fontaine. Next up we have the talking stick, and this weapon will get me fucking talking, I'll tell you that. It is so dog shit, I don't even know what the fuck they were doing with it. Who the hell thought in their right mind that they would make a weapon that is fully based on you getting infused by elements? Because there aren't really much characters that you're going to be wanting to use with a claymore anyway that is going to be infusing yourself with an element, at least for now. One reliable way to proc the first bit of this weapon's passive is to stand on Bennett's burst, and that always gives you a pyro aura, so at least you'll get the extra attack percent. At maxed out level 90, this weapon is giving you 18 crit rate, so not that much, less than Serpent Spine, and the passive is rather niche, so more times than not you will want Serpent Spine. However, this weapon is actually better on Beidou than Serpent Spine is. If you snapshot Beidou's burst in Bennett's burst, you'll be able to get the elemental damage bonus and the attack percent bonus, and then switch off field. So yeah, I might pick it up eventually for my Beidou, maybe at the end of Fontaine, because there are other weapons on this list that I want way more than this talking stick. Next up we have the Sacrificial Jade. This catalyst will give you 36% crit rate, and the max HP that you get for swapping off field is kind of insane. 32% at R1 and then 40 EM. When you have it R5, you will get 64% bonus HP, which is like the HP substat of Nilou's signature sword, which is insane. And then of course you'll get the extra 8 EM. If you do use a character that can come into your team rotation very late, you should be able to use all your other characters' elemental skills and burst. Then swap into a main DPS who needs HP and EM, and then as long as their time on field isn't over 10 seconds, you will be able to make use of the whole weapon passive. Though this weapon does have an issue, and the issue is there isn't really any main DPS catalyst right now that even scale off HP percent. So for now, this weapon is pretty meh, but I do think there will be a character that comes up rather soon. You know, possibly, maybe the characters in the next update, who knows, who will be able to use this weapon. And I think it's pretty good. Next up, we have the Scion, I can never say that word properly, of the Blazing Sun. This bow is insane. The last bow that we had, the Viridescent Hunt, or whatever the hell it's called, that didn't even match up to this bow. I love the hell out of this bow. When this bow is level 90, you will get 18 crit rate, which is a nice amount of crit rate. It's really the passive that you like with this bow. After you hit an opponent with a charge attack, it will fire off a Sunfire arrow, which will do 60% attack as damage, but that's not really the main part that we're here for. We're here for the other part of the passive, which will make that enemy take 28% more charge attack damage, which is really good. At R5, you can make this shoot up all the way to 56% more charge attack damage, and this is going to be great on, well, basically every single bow character that likes to do charge attacks. For instance, if you want it on the new character Linny, it's going to be great on him. However, just make sure that you don't overcap on crit rate, because he ascends crit rate, his artifact set gives him crit rate, and literally with no crit rate substats already, you get 60% from the artifact set. With this bow on top, you already be at 80% crit rate from the jump with no crit rate substats at all, which is, wow, that's insane. It's going to be nice on Tignari, and then of course it's going to be nice on Ganyu, but we've kind of reached a point in Genshin when it's like, what bow isn't good on Ganyu? But hey, this weapon's insane, apart from the fact it just doesn't look that nice in my opinion, but sometimes we've got to ignore the aesthetics for more damage. But not least, we have the Ballad of the Fjords. I don't even know. If you guys play League, you know that Sejuani is a Fjord. I don't even fucking know. How do you say that? Anyway, the Ballad of the Fjords. Let's just call it the Trident. The Trident is insane. I love the Trident. Maybe it's because I love Hu Tao and this weapon is insane for Hu Tao, but hey, no bias, I swear. This weapon will give you 27 crit rate when it's level 90, and the passive, when you have 3 different elemental types in your party, EM will be increased by 120 at R1, and then at R5 of course that is 240. That is basically as much EM as a Dragon's Bane gives you, with the crit on top. So I don't even know if this is going to be better than Dragon's Bane for Hu Tao at R5, if they're both R5. Who knows, because of course with this you can use a crit damage circlet, and of course with Dragon's Bane you want a crit rate circlet. The, you know, theory crafters, all of them, they can do all the maths on that. That's their job. But anyway, I love this weapon. This weapon is also going to be good on Sino. Granted, my Sino will only ever have a level 1 1-star weapon, but hey, it's good on him nonetheless. And this weapon is also going to be good on Xiangling if your catch is on Raiden, and Melt Rosaria if you play Melt Rosaria, like I do. I really want this for my Melt Rosaria. Actually, I'm probably going to pick up this one first. That being said though, that is all of the new Battle Pass weapons. Honestly, I think it's very good. With the Wolf-Fang and the Black Sword, it kind of gives you a different direction. The Black Sword is better for sword characters that use normal and charge attack damage, and then the Wolf-Fang is good for elemental skill and burst DPS. So already, perfect balancing. Talking Stick should not be allowed to talk. Take away its rights instantly. The new Catalyst will probably see some uses later on down the line. The new bow, love it. Viridescent Hunt should never ever be obtained. And then of course the Ballad of the Fjords is going to be great for polearms that use EM, and then if your polearm doesn't use EM, then you're going to be wanting the deathmatch. So let me know down below, if you are going to be buying the Battle Pass, which weapon will you pick up? And I hope this video was helpful. If it was, leave a like, and you know, maybe considering subscribing to the channel so that we can hit 2,000 subscribers. Yeah, 2,000. I like that number. That being said, that's me done. Wait, no, shit. Anyway, see you next time. Nyum.